Hello folks, this is Charles75N. I'm here to talk about my first tube amp today, the Epiphone Electar Tube 10. This series of amps was built by Epiphone from 1997 to 2000, and they ran for about $359. It features a 12AX7 preamp tube and a 6L6 power tube. It has an 8-inch 4-ohm speaker with a external 4-ohm impedance speaker out and a line out. It has power and a standby switch on top. It has the chicken head knobs, and I'll give you a better look at that later on. And your inputs over here, you get your gain, your volume, your treble, your mids, and your bass. And take a look at those. It's a closed back cabinet, but the tubes are available in the back easily to get to, and it has a disconnectable power cord, which is really great. This amp will fill the sound of a room. It is a great practice amp. It can go really loud, but everything that I've read online for it says if you want to gig with it, it's gonna have to get hooked up to a PA. But it's a lot of fun as a practice amp, and it's a lot of fun to turn up and crank. And of course, you know, for any tube amp to sound good, it's got to be turned up, right? The one feature that this amp doesn't have that I really wish it did have, though, was a headphone jack. I don't know what they think, you know, what people think when they make an amp this size and they don't include a headphone jack. But other than that, this is pretty much really great. The thing I learned through playing through this amp is, you know, a tube amp does react quite differently than a solid state amp. The pick attack, it makes a whole bunch of a bigger difference. And so it's a lot of fun to play with this. So let me go ahead and let me grab a guitar. Let's get this thing hooked up and let's do some sound samples. Thank you. Okay, so here's our control panel. We've got our input on the left, our gain, and it's set to 2, our volume, which is set to 3, our treble, which is set to 3, our mids, which are set to 6, and our bass, which is set to about 5.5. Those are my typical settings on this amp, and I usually roll back the tone on my tone pot. And so you got your light and standby and power switches. Okay, so let's get some tones. And that's with the volume at about 4. If we change it all the way up to 8, we'll give you a sense of how loud the amp can be on its own. And if we put it back on 4, and we raise our gain up to, say, 7. Okay, and let's go ahead and put that gain back at 3, where I like it on this amp. And let's see what it sounds like when we introduce the LPD Sixty8 with all the settings set right at noon. Now for management, we take another LPD pedal. And this is the Nice Drive Eh. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll tell you about the settings a little bit later. But let's see what this one's on. Okay, and then go back to just the guitar, the amp by itself. Well, there you have it, the Epiphone Electar Tube 10. It's a great little tube amp. It gets pretty loud, takes pedals well. It's the kind of thing you can take to play with a buddy or an even open mic night and not hurt yourself. But it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, and so I'm going to keep it in my arsenal. And let's face it, with that 30s logo up front, you know, I get nostalgic about those kind of things, so I really enjoy that aspect of it as well. It would be really cool to sit there and plug it into a 212 or a 412 and see how loud it can really get and what it really sounds like with that kind of volume behind it, that kind of speaker behind it. And with that, this is Charles 75N signing out, hoping you enjoy your guitar journey and thanking you for stopping by mine.